I am your retribution. I am your retribution.
We've gotten so much done that nobody thought would be possible, but I do want to thank Congress, and I want to thank all of the great people of Washington, D.C., all of the people that we worked with to put this miracle together. So, have a good life. We will see you soon. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
My next question is the billion-dollar one. I think people want to know whether they support you or not if you're going to run again. And I know last night, stumping for J.D. Vance in Ohio, you teased ahead to a big announcement here at Mar-a-Lago on November 15th. Right. Can you confirm with News Nation that you're running for president?
Boy, that would be a nice confirmation. There'd be a lot of people that would be very upset about that. But I think you're going to be very happy. I think people are going to be very happy at what I do. I was going to do something last night, actually, that would have made the place really happy. And then I decided I didn't really, at the last minute, I didn't want to take away from the big election that's taking place today. I didn't want to distract. It's so important. And so we're doing it a few days later. And I think people are going to be very happy, very impressed.
To your predecessor, who is about to launch another campaign. So how do you reassure them, if that is the reason for their questioning, that the former president will not return, or that his political movement, which is still very strong, will not once again take power in the United States?
Well, we just have to demonstrate that he will not take power by, if he does run, making sure he, under legitimate efforts of our Constitution, does not become the next president again.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Do it.
There's breaking news out of Palm Beach, Florida. Former President Trump says his Mar-a-Lago home there is being raided by the FBI right now.
Thank you for joining us on this historic night in our nation's history. For the first time ever, a former president of the United States has been indicted and will face criminal charges.
Big breaking news coming in late last night. Former President Donald Trump indicted for a second time, this time on federal charges related to his handling of classified documents.
In our top story, just a few hours ago, a federal grand jury indicted former President Donald Trump. It marks the third time the former president has been indicted on criminal charges. It all stems from special counsel Jack Smith's probe into efforts to overturn the 2020 election.
Breaking news on former President Trump. He's been indicted for the fourth time in 5 months.
A Georgia grand jury handing up 41 charges against Trump and nearly 24 of his allies, accusing them of trying to overturn the 2020 election loss.
Breaking news, this is an image that will be in the history books. This is the mugshot of the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, who surrendered himself at Fulton County Jail within the last hour. He was booked, they took his fingerprints, and they took this image.
The optics of this is working to his advantage. Look, people looking at this live picture right now will be either filled with rage or they will be thrilled. And that's the problem, is that, you know, you have James now being shown in the background, you've got Trump in the foreground, and it fulfills the narrative on both sides.
But somehow it's going to work out. You know, somehow, can't tell you how, but somehow it's going to work out. Now, what it is doing, and I believe the reason we're doing so well in the polls is because the people see it. They see it as a persecution of a political candidate
They see it as a continuation of the greatest witch hunt of all time. That's what it is.
We begin tonight with breaking news from Colorado, where the state Supreme Court has just disqualified former President Donald Trump from Colorado's 2024 primary election ballot.
And we're just getting started.
Out of New York City, the judgment in Donald Trump's civil fraud trial has been signed by Judge Arthur Engoron and officially entered. The total judgment for the former president now stands at not $354 million, but $454 million.
Trump has also been barred from business in New York for 3 years. His son's barred for 2 years.
We've got a verdict. Ari Melber.
We are looking at count 1, guilty. Count 2, guilty. Count 3, guilty. Count 4, guilty. Count 5, guilty. That is Donald J. Trump, defendant in New York versus Donald Trump, found guilty on all 34 felony counts. That is the verdict here in this case.
This is an irreducible verdict. He can appeal. I'm sure he will appeal. But this is everything that the prosecution asked for.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
President Biden is in an all-out effort to revive his candidacy after that debate performance last week that raised questions about whether he's capable of beating Donald Trump and serving another 4 years in office. One veteran House Democrat tells NBC News opinions are hardening in many quarters, that action has to be taken, and that action is a different nominee.
It's a bad guy. He just quit, you know. He's quitting the race. Is that right? Yep, I got him out of the race. And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's sad, take a look at what happened.
Former president walk onto the screen, and the producer in my ear could talk to me in real time as we determine the best way to handle this.
I was shocked when I heard that he has been shot, and I just wanted to know if he was okay. It was heartbreaking that someone would do that to another person. A lot of people have put my grandpa through hell, and he's still standing. Grandpa, you are such an inspiration, and I love you.
When they took a shot at my hero, and they tried to kill the next president of the United States, enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother.
Oh my God.
Mary, we are following these rapidly moving developments. First, we had the letter from the president of the United States saying that he was going to step aside in this race. Now we are seeing yet another post on social media from President Biden, because the big question after the president announced that he was going to step aside in this race was who exactly was going to step in. Mary Bruce, it seems like the president has an answer to that question on who he's endorsing here.
Rachel, the president, in a tweet just announcing that he is offering his full support and endorsement for Kamala Harris to be the nominee of the party.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
An investigation underway after the second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. He was golfing at the Trump International Golf Course in West Palm Beach yesterday when a gunman was spotted. Trump was not harmed and was quickly removed from the golf course. The whole incident took place between the 5th, 6th, and 7th holes, the area close to the road and buffered by shrubs. This is the second assassination attempt after one in Pennsylvania in July.
I laugh when people say, oh, you've got Trump derangement syndrome. I think if you're a reasonable person, you should have Trump derangement syndrome.
We have a secure border.
Bullshit.
I think I bought him. He likes wine. I don't really like wine, to be honest with you. I like Grey Goose.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
Yeah, he was doing a selfie. There he goes.
To the Democrats, I say, be careful what you wish for.
We meet again, Steve Kornacki.
Allie, this is it.
I know. Our last NBC News national poll, and the headline is super consistent. This race is still extremely competitive.
Exactly. I mean, it's fitting because certainly no one really knows what to make of everything that's been happening.
Yeah.
So we land on a 49-49 Harris-Trump tie in our final NBC News national poll.
Major projection. CNN projects that Donald Trump will win the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. This is a huge, huge achievement for Donald Trump.
Hello? Hello? Yes?
I really hate that man.
Donald Trump returns to the White House, the president-elect pulling off potentially the biggest political comeback in American history. Remarkably, Trump made significant gains in nearly every demographic group across the country and now is on track to win the popular vote as well, something he failed to do in his previous two presidential runs.